Let's play before the hometown crowd here in downtown Houston, Texas. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they won their last contest, that game against the Golden State Warriors.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus. But they held each other accountable and played hard.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. And in the early part of the season, Steve, talk about establishing chemistry as a team.
Well, a lot of times there's new players, new faces, so you want to get a chance to play with those guys in an NBA game. Practice, preseason, it's just not the same. But having that chemistry and early getting that chemistry going, you are chomping at the bit to get the season started. And usually game one is when it starts.
You may have the same roster, but it's always a different team, correct in that assessment?
Yep, kind of like the first day of school.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Memphis. Conley out there with Harrison. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Ennis. And it's Martin in at the 4.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
Martin the pass to Conley. Dishes to Ennis. There's the 3. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Ennis has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Now here's Gordon. T right on him. And James Harden with the 3.
Okay, it's on. Trading blows here from distance.
You know what? Both sides are in rhythm. The defense out there having no effect.
Now here is Conley. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Gasol, and Capella sends it back. Conley against Gordon. Pass to Anderson. Harden outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. They get Marc Gasol. Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, James Harden.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
And both free throws good for James Harden. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
One of the premier playmaking big men in the league, Marc Gasol finding the open man.
To the middle, it's tipped. No one near Conley as he lets it go. And the 3 off target. Here's Ariza. Drains the 3-pointer. Ariza's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Makeable shot for him. Number gets called, and he goes ahead and delivers.
Now here's Gasol. turned in an outstanding game against Golden State. Just 4 to shoot. The shot by Harrison, no good.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
Conley against Harden. Anderson the screen. That one good for 2.
A lot of enthusiasm to the start of this game. So far, a perfect 4 for 4.
Conley kicks to Harrison. Memphis moving that ball around. And the pass to Gasol. Now here's Ennis. And again, Memphis no good. Harden against Conley. Harden outside. He feeds it to Anderson. That 3 off the mark.
And that was a heat check right there. First miss of the night, but still shooting 80% as a team.
Gasol, a screen on Gordon. To the paint. Gasol against Capella. And the shot goes down. Gasol's got his first bucket of the night.
Having a 7-footer like Gasol who can hit the mid-range jump shot is huge. Really opens up the floor for his guys.
Pass to Harden. Ariza outside. And he uses the glass on the layup. Ariza's got his second bucket of the night.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Offensive rebound. Martin, the pass to Harrison. Outside Gasol. Here's the screen. Martin with a screen on Capella. Martin the screen. Fires the 3. Ennis misses. Rockets leading by 6. And it's Ariza in the corner. Harden kicks to Gordon. He dishes it to Ariza. The offensive rebound.
So much of rebound is about positioning. Effort. No lack of it right there.
Martin with the screen for Conley. Kicks to Ennis. At the elbow, Martin. Shot, high post. Harrison passes to Conley. Shoots over Capella. That's good on the jump shot. Conley's got 5 now.
Great concentration from Conley. The shot well contested, but it didn't matter.
Here's Capella. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
And with that matchup, doing what he was able to do there, just muscling inside, he's not going to have a lot of problems.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Evans is checked in.
One shot.
That's good from Capella.
And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
Now here's Gasol. The dish to Martin. Pass to Harrison. Expanding his range. The rebound by Harden. Houston leading by 7. Ariza outside. It's Harden with the drive, and it's Gasol with the rebound. And that shot selection, a systematic approach by the whole Houston organization. Greg, is a team, they actually took less mid-range jump shots than DeMar DeRozan did individually last season.
Yeah, and it wasn't even close. I mean, the approach Houston has made successful the last few seasons. They are 100% committed to not taking mid-range shots if they can help it.
Here is Anderson following the basket by Marc Gasol. The feed to Ariza. Here's Gordon, and he makes good on his first shot of the game. And so it's Memphis with it. They trail by 7. Conley dishes to Evans. Stolen by Anderson. Ariza against Evans. Gasol with the steal. To the paint, here's Martin, and finished off by Martin.
Tyreek has solid floor awareness. Outstanding at knowing when one of his guys is open.
Here's Capella. He's coming off a 13-point game against Dallas.
He owned the glass in that one, too. No one could put a body on him.
And that one, good. And that's 11 points for James Harden.
How about the quarter he's having? Tremendous execution on the offensive end, helping to further fuel this lead.
Stolen by Harden. In the corner, it's Gordon. Screen by Capella. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Some guys, they just know how to get away with it, and some don't.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Capella, and Mbamute comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Memphis also making a switch. Parsons is checked in. And it's Evans missing.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And Mbamute kicks to Harden. Anderson, a screen on Conley. Harden, the pass to Anderson. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Harrison. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. There's the screen. Back to Evans. Shot clock at 5. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. Over Nene. Conley gets the bucket. Rockets leading by 5. Gordon with it. Playing Dallas, he was nearly unstoppable. Snatched away. And here we go, the Grizzlies on a fast break. Harrison kicks to Conley. Outside Gasol. Feeds it to Evans. The leaner will not go. This is off the front iron.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Harrison, defended by Gordon. Harrison passes to Gasol. Here's Harrison. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gasol a screen. Parsons for 3. It's rebounded by Houston. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
I just thought the defense was porous. Got any shot they wanted, really, for most of the evening.
I'll give them credit. Even though they were facing very little resistance, they refused to play down to the level of their competition.
Now here's Evans after Eric Gordon's miss. Outside Gasol. Back to Evans. Over Mbamute. That one off the back iron and out. Rockets leading by 7. And Mbamute, the former UCLA Bruin, has made a name for himself with his play on the defensive end. He can match up well, Steve, with a number of positions and always does a good job.
He does. Luke Mbamute doesn't get a ton of points, but he's always on the floor for his defense. Will always have a place in a rotation with how he plays D.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Harden kicks to Mbamute. And the rejection by Evans. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Conley kicks to Harrison. Dishes it to Parsons. Memphis moving it around. Gasol, a screen on Mbamute. And another miss by Memphis.
You know he would like to have that one back. A clear look from the mid-range.
Here's Harden. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Rockets on top, leading by 7. We've got more in store for you right after this. And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you know, you talked to point guard Mike Conley, and as he told us before the game, he still feels a championship is within reach.
We feel like we're a team that's had to go through a lot of adversity. We've been through a lot of things that's set us back. You know, we feel like we can be just as good as anybody else, and why not us?
Defense really their identity. That's how they win. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
I mean, through one, you have to like the effort, especially on that defensive end.
There are several ways, as you know, to take control of a game. Getting stops is one of them.
Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. Luke Mbamute out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Nene in at the 5. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Tyreke Evans likes getting to the line, willing to throw himself at the defense while he's shooting.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First free throw is good. Tyreke Evans, the 4th pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
And both free throws good for Tyreke Evans.
Evans is a nice player, a guy who can play multiple positions, an effective scorer.
Here's Harden. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Many teams these days looking to play in transition. Some have suggested widening the definition of the clear path foul to allow those exciting situations to play out. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think it's still basketball defensively. I think if you have a guy that's out in front of you, I think the rules right now is fantastic. I don't want to see a change where guys are scared to make a play on the basketball because, hey, if I don't foul him, he gets a chance to get a bucket and 2 more shots. At the end of the game, in a huge game, which they all are, sometimes you want to be able to foul a guy, but if he's in front of you, I like the way the rules are right now.
And he makes the first. And back when Dave Yeager was the coach of the Grizzlies, Steve, he admitted they were slow and old. Is that still the case? Does this team need to get more athletic?
Yeah, I think they do. They play at a slow offensive pace. They don't get a lot of transition points. Their outside shooting has improved, but they can use more athletes.
And both free throws good for James Harden.
Taking advantage at the charity stripe like he always does. Terrific touch.
And Chalmers kicks to Parsons. Here's the screen. It's Evans, top of the key. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. Evans has got 5 points so far.
Well, you leave a guy that open with Parsons on the floor, and you know he's going to find him.
Harden kicks it to Tucker. Harden against Evans. Basket counts, and that's 15 points for James Harden.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
But it can in the painted area. Regardless, he's crafty enough to get up a good shot.
Davis with a screen on Harden. Here's Evans, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Tyreke is an aggressive player. Does a great job forcing the issue close to the rim.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And he shot foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
And he knocks down the first one.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. Two great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense.
Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, they're having a tough time containing Harden here tonight. No surprise there.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. It's Evans on the wing. He kicks to right. Back to Evans. Stolen by Gordon. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Here's Tucker. It's blocked.
And Parsons with the heads-up play on defense.
Outside, Davis. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Now Parsons, 8 points his last outing over Mbamute. Parsons' shot is off. Houston leading by 6. Shot from 16. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That one's on Evans.
And the southpaw stroke of Harden is just beautiful to watch. When he's cooking, he's one of the more lethal scorers in our league.
For Houston, they haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
James Ennis, he'll check in for Tyreke Evans. Harden hits them both. Steve, you are known for your three-point shooting, but as more and more teams look to space the floor and shoot threes, we've heard some legends, like Isaiah Thomas, for instance, complain that everyone's playing the same. What do you think about that?
You know, me and Isaiah, we've definitely talked about it, and I look at it, yes, we have some guys that's multi-talented, but everybody can't shoot threes. If you're a good guy to be able to knock down with a high percentage, shoot the three. But if you're a mid-range guy, you can still be an all-star shooting the mid-range. Play to your strength, work on that shoot threes, but I just hate when 5, 6, 7 guys, everybody's running to that line, and that's all we're seeing. You got to defend, you got to rebound, you got to block shots, you got to do other things, because that's still the way you can win the game, by doing all things, not just shoot threes.
And really having the best teams in history always had guys that can do different things, a ball handler, a rebounder, a screener, a long shooter.
Yeah.
It's always a combination of all those things instead of everybody doing the same
You're
thing.
so right, Kevin. And even though we've been in this three-point era, in the last 2 or 3 years, rebounding the basketball and defending still can win basketball games for you.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Houston making some changes. Clint Capella comes in for Nene. And Trevor Ariza is subbed in for Mbamute. So it's the Grizzlies now. 11-point game. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Wright sets a screen. Outside for Davis. 4 on the shot clock. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons.
And because of his size, that's a difficult shot to contest.
But it's not just the size, it's the natural feel for the mid-range game. Not everyone has it.
Ariza no luck. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Parsons with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Parsons dishes to Davis. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And here's Ennis. It's deflected.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Up top right, guarded by Tucker. Nobody near Parsons. That 3 off the mark. Parsons against Ariza. In the corner, Harden. Capella sends a screen for Harden. Off the pick. That doesn't go either for Ariza. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Davis sets a screen. Ennis passes to Chalmers. Now here's Ennis, defended by Gordon. Goes up off the pick, and Ennis slams it in.
And it's great to see Wright really taking pride in his screening. Not a player with a huge frame, but he creates good shots off screen and rolls plays.
Now here's Harden. A 29-point game for him in the win against Dallas. Capella kicks to Harden. Offline with his 3.
Rough start to this game. Hits 1 bucket in the first and nothing here in the second.
Pass to Parsons. Chalmers against Harden. The pass to Ennis. And Chalmers kicks to Davis. Out left to the wing. Here's Ennis. Gordon with the defensive effort.
He's being aggressive, trying to turn around the team's fortunes, but he's having a hard time executing. That's just great court recognition there. He saw the D pack in the lane on the break, so he calmly rolls up and drained the transition 3.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
It's all about defense for the Memphis Grizzlies. 7 straight years in the playoffs, only one of those where they were in the top half of the league offensively.
And the Grizzlies remaining an elite defensive team, even with a different defensive system under Coach David Fisdale.
Yeah, right now with Fizz, there's more switching and playing up on shooters. They still protect the paint, and they still have that physical style. 2nd in the league in personal fouls last season.
Checked in for the Grizzlies. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for Houston.
And they haven't needed a whole lot of work done inside because of what their guards are doing. It's been an outstanding performance by the fellas in that backcourt.
Here's Chalmers. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Wright sets a screen. It's Martin on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Wright sets a screen for Chalmers. Shoots over Capella, and Capella sends it back.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. And Chalmers kicks to Parsons. Outside, Martin. He feeds it to Chalmers. Left side, Parsons. Martin with the screen for Parsons. It's rebounded by Houston. Harden's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Gordon, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Gordon. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball.
And there's so much more to the game than explosive athleticism. We see that. We're wowed by it. But, you know, Steve, there are those players who win with guile and being smart and crafty. Any names come to mind when you think about that aspect?
Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies, their entire team, Kevin. When you look at Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, but some other names, Draymond Green, those guys, they won't wow you with their athleticism, but they have such a high basketball IQ. Chris Paul, those guys, they just know how to play. Harrison Barnes is another.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Gasol, a screen on Harden. Here's Conley. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Conley's got 12 points in the game. Houston leading by 11. The drive by Gordon. Rejected by Gasol.
Gasol with those long arms is a shot blocking expert, especially down low.
Harrison passes to Conley. He dishes it to Gasol. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Here's Ariza. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside. And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Ariza. For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza still, he has some bursts to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well.
Now here's Conley. 12 points for him. They set the pick. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Ariza.
Right idea, wrong execution. They were looking to get a high percentage shot inside, but the pass was too late.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Now a timeout called by Memphis. And David Fisdale, 8 seasons in Miami as an assistant coach, including 2 seasons as assistant head coach. He's been a top coaching prospect for years.
Well, he's dreamed of becoming a head coach. What he does is he has an unbelievable work ethic. He's determined. Also, he has a great feel for the game, and he has a great relationship with his players and the city of Memphis.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
Memphis making a change here. Evans is checked in.
And now a moment to see the stats for Conley. Coming off a terrific season, 17th in assists, and he was also extremely dependable behind the three-point line, finishing the season among the top 20 in three-point percentage.
And really a good season for him distributing the basketball. Whether it was the drive and dish, pick and roll, fast break, he was money all year long. Here's Ariza after Tyreek Evans has scored. Stolen by Martin. Harden against Conley. Outside Martin. Here's Harrison. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 5 to shoot. Evans, that's a two-pointer. Again, Memphis.
Showing off his versatility, Evans very comfortable in this area.
Harden kicks to Gordon. Screen by Capella. Outside Gordon. Capella sets a screen for Gordon. Over Evans, and the rejection by Evans. Pass to Conley. Gasol, a screen on Harden. It's Martin on the wing. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
How about up over the 80% mark from the line last year? So he's happy and also consistent there with those numbers.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one at the line is good.
And maybe no team in this league more connected with its city than the Grizzlies are with Memphis. A common identity, grit and grind, defining them both.
Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Mbamute comes in for Trevor Ariza. And he makes the first but misses the second. And the Grizzlies began their first 6 seasons, of course, in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, hard to believe they're in their 17th season here in Memphis.
You know, they found a home on the banks of the Mississippi, a loyal, passionate fan base. It's a small town, but that fosters the family relationship between the players and the community.
Evans cans the 12-footer. Evans has got 13.
His marksmanship this quarter has been unbelievable, yet they still trail in this game.
Harden kicks to Anderson. Outside Gordon. Houston moving the ball around. Anderson, a screen on Conley. And here's Harden for 3. The Grizzlies pull it in.
And this is what he gives you, the ability to contest the shot without fouling.
Perimeter defense at a premium these days. You see the value in this kind of effort.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
And here's Mbamute. Michael Conley getting his 3 to go. And Mbamute kicks to Anderson. Gordon dishes to Nene. Over Gasol. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, this is what happens when you're a threat down low. You attract a lot of defensive attention.
Shoots from 12. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's the Houston Rockets holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
James, big first half for you. What was the most important thing that got you going?
Just trying to be aggressive, trying to get out early and give a little spark to my teammates. You know, and they followed along. So, you know, it's just a matter of us not turning the ball over and getting stops.
So far, so good. Thanks, James. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. James Harden was the man in the first. He ended up with 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, Kenny knows about this. I used to do this to his team all the time. Take advantage of you down low. Mismatch. Barbecue chicken alert. Make good entry passes. That led to some good looks. Obviously, a lot of points. When you control the paint, Ernie, you control the game. I was the master of controlling the paint. Shaquille O'Neal.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Memphis.
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling. Like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
The second half about to start here in just a few moments. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Well, he's one of those guys. When he's being aggressive, officials give him the benefit of the doubt.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Here's Harrison. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Tipping off the second half, here's David Fizdale's 5. Marcus Saul is out there with Martin. Then it's Conley. Then it's Ennis. And it's Harrison in at the 2-guard spot. Conley's shot is off.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Kicks to Anderson. Back to Gordon. They set the screen. Here's Anderson. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Anderson's got the first basket of the second half here for Houston. Conley with it. Martin with the screen for Conley. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
You won't find many players with the quickness of Mike Conley. He can dice you up.
Harden kicks to Capella. Ariza outside. Anderson the screen. Harden has a wide open look. Hands it from downtown. Harden's got 22 points.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And Marcus Gasol last season setting a career high in scoring almost 20 points a game.
You know what? He's always had that ability. But what it is, he's so unselfish. His teammates have been encouraging him for years to look for his shot.
One shot.
And that one falls for Marcus Gasol. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
Ariza no luck. The Grizzlies trail by 8. Now Ennis. He's got 5. Pass to Harrison. And here's Martin. Here's Ennis. His 3-pointers off the mark. In the corner, Harden. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Harden's Harden's got 5 points in the quarter.
A solid beginning to this second half offensively. 3 for 4 from the floor.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before. But the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more. And that's an example of it right there.
One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
You know, this is the right move. Maybe a break in the action will cool him down.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Conley.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Gasol, a screen on Ariza. Gasol attacking. No good there. Good work defensively by Capella.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Gordon the pass to Ariza. The dish to Harden. Anderson the screen. Capella kicks to Ariza. Clock at 6. The feed now to Harden. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And with Harden, it's pick your poison. Not only a tenacious penetrator, but also a consistent threat from 3-point.
Conley kicks to Harrison. Gasol dishes to Martin. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Harden sets the pick for Gordon. Screen by Capella. Fires the 3. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Harrison. Second chance effort. For Memphis, they have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
2 shots.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Harrison. And the Grizzlies, a much improved 3-point shooting team last season, Steve. They went from one of the very worst to the middle of the pack a season ago.
Well, they couldn't find perimeter shooter on the wing. They have good shooting big men in Gasol and Jermichael Green. Coach Fizdale's encouraged them to let it fly. He told Marc Gasol if he didn't take 4 a game, he'd sit him down.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Now here's Gordon. 14 points for him. Feeds it to Harden. Harden draws the double. Capella kicks it to Tucker. Poked away. Teardrop shot. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Puts it up from 12. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Gasol's got 5 points in the quarter.
Marc Gasol, usually with the size advantage, very comfortable operating around the rim.
And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
He's been making plays all quarter on a terrific hot streak, helping to build out this lead.
And the rebounding numbers for Marc Gasol have fallen off a bit in recent years. Steve, that concern you at all?
Well, yeah, they're going to fall off because he's shooting more threes, so the offensive rebounds are going to decline. His offensive game has become more perimeter-oriented. He's not the quickest, so they like him getting back on defense a little quicker.
throw good, James Harden. Here is Chalmers. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Wright sets a screen. And Chalmers kicks to Wright. Dishes it to Parsons. No good from outside.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
You know what? At some point, you have to decide. Do you keep pressing the issue, or do you focus on setting up others?
Now here's Parsons after Clint Capella's miss. Ennis with the ball. He has 5. Out to the wing. Davis, the pass to Ennis. Unloads from 13. Parsons' shot is off.
This is how it's been so far. He's missed every shot he's taken, and the team is suffering the consequences. I'll tell you, the defense dodging a bullet right there. That's his shot.
Now, here's Chalmers. Right outside. Parsons outside. Chalmers against Harden. And again, Memphis no good.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Reza dishes to Gordon. Screen by Capella. Gordon kicks to Capella. Here's the screen. Gordon a screen. Capella the pass to Harden. A three-pointer off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Chalmers with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Parsons dishes to Wright. Back to Parsons. Davis setting the pick for Parsons. Stolen by Tucker. Gordon kicks to Ariza. Pass to Tucker. Outside Gordon. 6 to shoot. Screen by Capella. Inside and stolen by Wright. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Ennis has got the ball.
You know, he really is forcing it right now. This has been a frustrating night for him.
Gordon kicks to Ariza. Back to Gordon. It's stolen by Ennis. Davis up top. Now Chalmers. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. 5 on the clock. Parsons with it. He's picked up by Ariza. The Grizzlies with another miss.
He's been scoreless for a while now. They're still trailing here. They might want to move to some other options offensively.
Here's Tucker. They get it back. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
2 shots.
And the first one drops. Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Gordon. And Mbamute comes in for Trevor Ariza. Evans, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Evans. He's got 13. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. James Harden, number 1.
And it was the kind of season that he'd like to repeat over and over. Nobody was better at creating easy baskets for their teammates.
Now, here is Harden. 30 points in the game. And Mbamute kicks it to Tucker. screen by Capella. Tucker with the ball, now guarded by Ennis. The Rockets again can't hit. The Grizzlies trail by 12. In the corner, Parsons with it. And the lead is down inside single digits. Parsons got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Nene, the screen. It's stolen by Ennis. Here's Wright, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Wright's got his first points of the night.
This is where Wright generates a lot of his offense, working the glass with that 7'4" wingspan.
Houston moving the ball around. Harden the pass to Nene. Shot from 12. Misses off the right iron. Memphis has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Evans kicks to Parsons. And the pass to Davis. He feeds it to Evans. Here's the teardrop. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
Shooting 2.
And free throw good from Evans.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Anderson, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Memphis also making a switch. Jarrell Martin's checked in for Davis. And both free throws good for Tyreke Evans. Rockets leading by 5. The 8-footer. And Nene gets it to go on the assist from Harden. Harden's got assist number 5 here tonight. Evans kicks to Ennis. Outside Martin. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Mbamute. Grizzlies have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Two shots.
And free throw good from Evans. No good on the second free throw. Rockets leading by 6. And Mbamute kicks to Harden. Anderson, a screen on Evans. 6 to shoot. Nene, the screen. Here's Tucker. And it goes down 2 points. Tucker's got his first 2 points.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Evans. 16 points for him. Stolen by Harden. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. They grab their own miss. He kicks to Tucker. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Ennis in the corner. Outside Martin. In the corner, Parsons with it. The basket good off the assist from Evans. Evans has got his 4th assist in this one.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Now, here is Harden. He has 30. And here's Evans. Down low. Stolen by Tucker. Now here's Harden. And the story with P.J. Tucker is an interesting one. Was drafted back in 2006. Played a year in the NBA. Then hopped between a ton of different leagues in Europe before coming back to the NBA, Steve, in 2012.
Well, his journey has been definitely a long one, but Tucker learned a lot about what it takes to find success going overseas. He's been a player who does all the little things for a team since his return.
The first free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
The Rockets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Marc Gasol's checked in for Wright. Andrew Harrison comes in for James Ennis. And Mike Conley subbed in for Chandler Parsons. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And the Grizzlies with possession here. They trail by 7. Conley dishes to Gasol. Stolen by Nene. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Gordon. He's got 14. They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. Houston needs to get a shot. Harden, no good. Harrison. And no good that time. James Harden getting it done for Houston. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Rockets leading by 7. Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. Luke Mbah-a-Moute out there with Anderson. Then it's Nene in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And it's Gordon missing. Grizzlies shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. It's Evans on the wing. Gasol passes to Evans. Outside for Martin. Just 5 on the clock. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Conley's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for Memphis. Harden kicks to Gordon. Nene, the screen. Gordon dishes to Harden. Passes it to Mbah-a-Moute. From the baseline. It's deflected. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Evans leading the charge. Bank shot, no good.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
Now here is Conley. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. That's tipped. Outside Gordon. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
13 feet away. And it's Evans missing.
I can tell you right now, the coach loved everything about that shot except the result.
Gordon, the pass to Mbah-a-Moute. It's up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Rockets lead by 8.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Stolen by Nene. Evans against Mbah-a-Moute. And Harden now, top of the key. teardrop shot and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Nene. The Grizzlies trail by 11. Conley dishes to Gasol. Conley against Ariza. Shot from free throw range. No good on that one. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Gordon kicks to Anderson. Over Gasol. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Shooting for Houston, Ryan Anderson. At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw, good, Anderson. And both free throws good for Anderson. The Grizzlies trail by 13. Evans outside. Gasol, a screen on Harden. Here's Evans, and it's blocked by Gordon. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Harrison. Outside Conley. Again, Conley missing.
And he's going to have to wait to hit his first triple of this half. He had 3 at the break.
No one covering. 16 points for Eric Gordon.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
That's what's extending this lead. The right plays, right time, and good finishing.
Now here's Evans. That doesn't go either for Evans.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
You know, easier said than done. What they need to do is string together some positive plays, try to turn the tide.
And Bahamute, the pass to Anderson. Just 5 to shoot. Gordon with it. And it's Martin picking him up. Again, the miss by Gordon.
You can see the frustration. They hold the lead, but he wants to be able to contribute.
Shooting for Memphis, Jarrell Martin. At the line for 2.
Two shots.
He misses the free throw. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Houston. And he sinks the second. On offense, here are the Rockets. They're on a 10-1 run. And Anderson kicks to Harden. He dishes it to Gordon. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 7th assist here tonight.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now here's Gasol. That one's not going to go. Good work defensively by Capella. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. On the last few seasons, the NBA has seen its share of teams that provide that villain role for the league. The Warriors, perhaps with Kevin Durant, LeBron when he was in Miami and now in Cleveland. Do you think having a villain in the NBA is a good thing for the league?
Well, I think the right type of villain. And when you start talking about Kevin Durant and LeBron James, those are right type of villains because they're getting criticized as a villain because of not of their actions on the floor or off the court, just the choices they made to switch teams. But both those guys, LeBron and Kevin Durant, so far has handled it perfectly, and that's why the league's in good hands.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. The Grizzlies trail by 18. Evans passes to Harrison. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Harrison kicks to Gasol. Outside Martin. It's good from long range. And here are the Rockets. They're on a 14-4 run. Gordon dishes to Harden. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. Back to Harden. Capella with a screen on Conley. 6 to shoot. Lets it fly from 18. The rebound by Gasol.
Yeah, but the hand in the face. It's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Martin kicks to Conley. Evans up top. And the shot falls short this time.
Awfully hard to get back into the game when one of your key shooters is this ice cold and has been all quarter.
Ariza with the bucket.
Because he's inconsistent from range, the defense dares him to take that shot. Bad gamble there.
And here's Evans after Trevor Ariza just hit the 3. Puts it up from 15. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Evans. Evans has got assist number 5 here tonight.
When Gasol feels the D playing off him, he has no problem going right up with the shot. Great confidence from the big man.
Screen by Capella. Harden kicks to Gordon. Lays it up off the glass. Gordon's got 7 now in this quarter.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
Now here's Gasol. Evans outside. Jumper off the screen, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
At 7'1", 255 pounds, Gasol is a great screener. Not easy to get around.
Gordon, the pass to Anderson. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Unbelievable. This guy is completely in a zone.
Here's Harrison and Gasol now top of the key. There's the pick. Kicks it to Conley. Memphis moving that ball around over Ariza. And another basket for Memphis.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Harden kicks to Anderson. Ariza outside to the paint. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
But that's an excellent pass. On time, on target. Great teamwork.
And that one misses. The Grizzlies trail by 18. Martin with a screen on Ariza. Pass to Harrison. The dish to Gasol. Pass to Harrison. Gasol a screen. Jumper off the screen. And another basket for Memphis.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Harden outside. Anderson the screen. Harden draws the double. Got a piece of it. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Evans.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Reads the play, quick reaction, almost comes up with that steal.
Gordon with it. Anderson the screen. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Gordon missing. Evans with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. Evans dishes to Conley. Back to Evans.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Rockets play before the hometown crowd here in downtown Houston, Texas. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they won their last contest, that game against the Golden State Warriors.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Rockets play before the hometown crowd here in downtown Houston, Texas. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they won their last contest, that game against the Golden State Warriors.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
when things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. And in the early part of the season, Steve, talk about establishing chemistry as a team.
Well, a lot of times there's new players, new faces, so you want to get a chance to play with those guys in an NBA game. Practice, preseason, it's just not the same. But having that chemistry and early getting that chemistry going, you are chomping at the bit to get the season started. And usually game one is when it starts.
You may have the same roster, but it's always a different team, correct in that assessment?
Yep, kind of like the first day of school.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Memphis. Conley out there with Harrison. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Ennis. And it's Martin in at the 4.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
Martin the pass to Conley. Dishes to Ennis. There's the 3. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Ennis has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Now here's Gordon. T right on him. And James Harden with the 3.
Okay, it's on. Trading blows here from distance.
You know what? Both sides are in rhythm. The defense out there having no effect.
Now here is Conley. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Gasol and Capella sends it back. Conley against Gordon. Pass to Anderson. Harden outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. They get Marc Gasol. You know, the huge impact he had. Just a monster game for James Harden.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Well, you always hear about a player working extra hard in the offseason when they're approaching free agency, or how much truth is there to the idea, Steve, of a player doing more in a contract year, trying harder?
Well, you hear it. I mean, you're here teammates. You're here guys, competitors. You hear us analysts saying, you know when there's a contract year for a lot of guys, and you look at a guy putting in a little bit more effort. I think the guy that you respect the most is when they play the same way all the time, whether it's a contract year or the first year. But a lot of guys do ramp it up and make more shots when it's a contract year.
But that's human nature, don't you think? I mean, if you know there's a prize at the end, the harder you work. If there's a big test at the end of the week, you study harder. I mean, I would just think that's just human nature.
It is, and I think for instance, the teams and general managers, you have to do your homework to understand the type of player that you're paying for a long time.
Here is Chalmers following the score by Houston. Evans kicks to Davis. Can't cash in from close range. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
From 18 feet away and out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And here is Brown. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. Great crowd tonight, but what made the difference down the stretch?
We just trying to play solid defense. Talk to each other, help each other out. The crowd was amazing tonight. You know, it was unbelievable. Like I said, I'm happy for our guys. And, you know, we got a good victory at home.
Big win, James. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. See you later.